So there we can write as x tends to plus infinity or just x tends to infinity. So the corollary here is given, the limit 1 by x as x tends to infinity becomes 0. From the corollary, limit 1 by x as x tends to infinity becomes 0. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. This is your Shruti ma'am lecturing in Vidyashram, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So in today's session, we will be discussing about the limits at infinity and infinite limit. What happens when a limit is at infinity, or what is it when the limit gets the value as infinity. Now let's see the problems. So before that, let's see what is the limit at infinity. Limit at infinity and infinite limit, the meaning of x tends to infinity. So here the variable x tends to infinity. So if x is a variable and it can take any real value, however so large. So we can take more and more values so that x will become maximum as it can reach us to the positive number, that is the highest positive number. So we can say x approaches to plus infinity. So there we can write as x tends to plus infinity or just x tends to infinity. Now the second case of x tends to infinity is that, so here also x tends to infinity, again x is a variable, we can take x as so small, smaller and smaller, so that however small it may be, it reaches to the minus infinity, that is the most least number, that is minus infinity. In that case, we can write x as minus infinity. The third one is infinite limit of a function. So if you apply for any value of x as a, whenever x approaches to a, we say that the function becomes positively infinite as x approaches to a there. So what we can conclude there is, let f of x be a function of x, the value of f of x can be made greater and greater as a number x close to a, then we say that the function f of x becomes positively infinite as x approaches to a. We write limit of the function as x approaches to a is plus infinity. Similarly, the function value may get so small as x approaches to a. So where we write the limit of a function approaches as x tends to a gives rise to the minus infinity. As x goes closer and closer to a, the value or the limit of the function f of x can be made smaller and smaller till minus infinity. So in that case, we call them as a infinite limit. If it is a positive infinite, then it is plus infinity, and a very less number can be called as a negatively infinite, which is called as minus infinity. So therefore the function may have the infinite limits too. So the corollary here is given, the limit 1 by x as x tends to infinity becomes 0. I said the value of x can be made much greater and greater so that 1 by x will become smaller. So in that case, 1 by x tends to 0 as x approaches to infinity. So if you put the value of x more than 1, that is 2, 3, 4, 100, 2000, 5000, 10,000, the value of 1 by x approximately reaches to the 0. So therefore, we can conclude limit of 1 by x as x tends to infinity is 0. Similarly, here we have a limit as x tends to minus infinity, 1 by x is also 0. So here we have minus infinity, so that is x value, we are taking it as negative value. So if you go on substituting the smaller and smaller value, 1 by x tends to 0. The value may be minus, but it is approximately equal to 0. It is nearer to 0. So if you substitute minus 2, minus 4, minus 100, minus 5000 like that, you may get the value in the form of minus 0.0 something, but it is almost nearer to 0. So therefore here 1 by x tends to 0 as x tends to minus infinity also. So therefore, limit of 1 by x as x tends to minus infinity becomes 0. So here I have given the explanation, that is 1 by x is negative and numerically grows smaller and smaller as x becomes smaller and smaller. So the value may be negative but it is close to 0. That is why I can write the limit as x tends to minus infinity 1 by x as 0. Now, how to calculate these whenever x approaches to positive or infinite limit, that is plus or minus infinity. So we have a rules for the calculation whenever we have infinite limits. So let's see now what are the rules there. So rule 1 says, write the given expression in the form of rational function, that is p of x by q of x, where the polynomial q of x is not equal to 0. The first thing is, whatever the function is given, you should convert it into rational function in the form of p of x by q of x. And the second thing is, divide the numerator and denominator by the highest power of x and simplify by applying the limit. So convert it into 1 by x form so that the limit becomes 0, or 1 by x square, 1 by x cube form. So highest power of x must be divided in both numerator and denominator so that we can apply the infinite limits easily to find the limit of a function. So let's see the problems. We have limit 3x square minus 4x plus 2 over 2x square plus 5x plus 7 as x tends to infinity. You can observe the numerator and denominator, the degree of x is same. The rule 1 says it should be written in the form of rational function. Already the given function is in the form of rational function. The second rule says you should divide the numerator and denominator by the highest power of x. So what is the highest power of x is here? X square. Now divide it. So limit x tends to infinity. So divide by x square now. So this becomes divide by x square. So 3 minus 4, x by x square becomes 4 by x plus 2 by x square. Whole divided by here 2 minus 5 by x plus 7 by x square. Now from the corollary we have, if you apply the limit as x tends to infinity for 1 by x, it becomes 0. So 1 by x square is 2 times of 1 by x into 1 by x, which is also 0. So here if you apply the limit for a constant, the value is constant. If you apply the limit for this, it is 0. Here it is 0 whole divided by 2 minus 0 plus 0. So the answer is 3 by 2. Because from the corollary, limit 1 by x as x tends to infinity becomes 0. So here is my second question. Limit as x tends to infinity 3x square plus x plus 5 divided by 7x minus 1. Here you can observe the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the denominator. So here we cannot apply rule 2 here because we have to divide with the same coefficient or same power of x where it has to be. But here you have the highest power as x square and here you have as x. So make a common power. So for that what I'll do here is I'll take 3x square as a common factor. So it becomes 3x square. When you take 3x square as a common factor, you will get 1 plus 1 by 3x because x and x get cancelled plus 5 by 3x square. Whole divided by, here you take 7x as a common factor and you are left with 1 minus 9 by x. So you can see here x and x get cancelled. So you are left with 3x by 7. Now apply the limit as x tends to infinity. So if you put x tends to infinity here, the value here 3 into infinity is infinity only. And here it is 1 plus 0 divided by 1 minus 0. So this is what you will get in the numerator and the denominator. So when you multiply anything with infinity, the answer will be infinity only. So the value of this function is infinite. Next we have limit as n tends to infinity 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus etc. n, which is the summation of the series of n terms, which I can write this in the form of limit n tends to infinity. This can be written as n into n plus 1 by 2. So n plus 5 whole square. Now take n as a common factor here. So limit as n tends to infinity. So here you can take n as a common factor. So this becomes n square into 1 plus 1 by n. Similarly, in the denominator, if you take n as a common factor, you have square here. So you should take n square as a common factor. So this becomes 1 plus 5 by n whole square. So n square get cancelled. Now you are left with applying the limit. So you have half here, that is 1 by 2, which is a constant. Apply the limit as n tends to infinity for the remaining term. So for 1 it is 1. For 1 by n it is 0, because limit 1 by infinity, 1 by x as n tends to infinity becomes 0, and say therefore it is also 0 here. So the value will be equal to half. So if this is in the form of limit x tends to infinity 1 by x, so whose value equal to 0. Next we have a question, limit as x tends to infinity root x plus 2 minus root x. So here it is in the form of an irrational number. Let's conjugate with, rationalize it by multiplying with its conjugate. Here I'll take limit as x tends to infinity root x plus 2 minus root x. Multiplying with its conjugate, it becomes root x plus 2 plus root x over root x plus 2 plus root x. If you multiply the numerator, that is in the form of a minus b, a plus b, which becomes a square minus b square, whose value will be equal to x plus 2 minus x divided by root x plus 2 plus root x. Now here plus x minus x get cancels. In the denominator, you can take root x as a common factor. So limit as x tends to infinity and divide both numerator and denominator by root x. So this becomes 2 by root x, because the power of x is here root x. So here again whole divided by root x plus 2 divided by root x and root x divided by root x. So now limit as n tends to infinity 2 by root x whole divided by, here this becomes 1 plus 2 divided by root x plus 1. Now apply the limit as x tends to infinity. So that is, here it becomes 0 plus 1 is 2 plus 2 by, if you put as infinity, 2 by infinity is 0 again, whose value equal to 0. So the limit of the function is 0. So the same concept here, you have the power as 30, take x power 30, here also it is x power 30 and here x power 60. You can see the degree is same, 30 plus 30 is 60 and here it is 60. So you can divide with separately. So here limit as n tends to infinity, I will take x power 30 outside. So here it will become 2 minus 1 by x to the power 30. And here also I will take x power 30 outside. It becomes 3 minus 1 by x whole to the power 30. And the denominator I will take x power 60. So this becomes 2 plus 4 by x whole to the power 60. Now x power 30 becomes x power 60, which cancels with x power 60 here. Apply the limit as x tends to infinity here. This is x tends to infinity. Now 1 by x as x tends to infinity is 0. So the value here you will get is 2 minus 0 whole to the power 30, 3 minus 0 whole to the power 30 whole divided by 2 minus 0 whole power 60. So 2 power 30, 3 power 30 divided by 2 power 60 cancels. So 3 by 2 whole to the power 30. So this is the value of the limit of the function given. Next question is limit as x tends to infinity root x square plus 1 minus 1. So if you put x is equal to infinity, this is infinite minus infinite form, which is an undetermined form. So what I'll do here is again this as, so limit as x tends to infinity, we have here root x square plus 1 minus x. So what I'll do here is I'll multiply with the conjugate. So if I multiply with the conjugate, I'll get root x square plus 1 plus x whole divided by root x square plus 1 plus x. So now this is in the form of a minus b, a plus b, which will become limit as x tends to infinity x square plus 1 minus x square divided by, so here it is root x square plus 1 plus x. You can see here plus x square minus x square get cancels, and in the denominator you have root of x square. So after this you are left with the limit as x tends to infinity 1 divided by x square plus 1 with square root plus x. Now if you substitute as x tends to infinity here, it is of the form 1 by infinity. So 1 by infinity value is 0. So the limit of the given function is 0. Now question number 7, limit as x tends to infinity root x square plus 5x minus x. Here we will apply the same concept as the previous one. So limit as x tends to infinity root x square plus 5x minus x. What we have done, we have multiplied with the conjugate. So it is root x square plus 5x plus x whole divided by root x square plus 5x plus x. So it becomes limit as x tends to infinity. So x square plus 5x minus x square divided by root x square plus 5x. So here also it is x square plus x. Now x square minus x square get cancels there. So you are left with 5 and divide both numerator and denominator by x there. You take x as a common factor in the denominator. So you will get it as limit as x tends to infinity 5x divided by, if you take x as a common factor, here you are left with 1 plus 5 by x with the square root plus 1. Now x and x get cancelled. Now apply the limit as x tends to infinity. So this complete thing become 0. So you apply the limit. For a constant it is 5 and for the denominator it is 0 for 5 by x and 1. So which is root of minus 1, which becomes 1 again. So the value is 5 divided by 1 plus 1, because 1 plus 0 is 1, root of 1 is 1. The value is 5 by 2. Next we have the limit as limit n tends to infinity summation n cube divided by n square into summation n. Apply the summation of n cube and summation n. So you will get limit as n tends to infinity. So summation n cube is in the form of n square into n plus 1 whole square divided by 4. Now here you have n square. Summation n can be written as n into n plus 1 divided by 2. Now you can see here n square get cancelled. 1 n plus 1 cancels with 1 n plus 1. 2 1s are 2 2s are. So what we are left with? We are left with limit as n tends to infinity. So here you are left with n plus 1 divided by n into 2. So this is what we are left with. Take n plus 1, n as a common factor there. So limit as n tends to infinity, n 1 plus 1 by n divided by 2n. Again n and n get cancels. Now apply the limit there. So if you apply the limit as n tends to infinity, the value will be equal to 1 by 2. Because limit as n tends to infinity, 1 by n is 0. So the value is 1 divided by 2. So this is how we will evaluate the infinite limits or the limits at infinity by applying the rule 1 and rule 2. That is, rule 1 says that you should write in the form of rational function. Rule 2 says divide both numerator and denominator by the highest degree of power x and apply the limit as infinity, so that using corollary concept we can find the limit's value at infinite. Thank you.